and welcome to Northern Utah and Solt Productions. I'm Jeremy Solt, and if you haven't seen me on YouTube, you're missing out. But today, I've got my hands on the brand new Su-27 from Xfly. This thing is a twin 50mm setup. It runs on 4S. The airplane comes in two different schemes, which is pretty cool. It comes in a Sukhoi gray and a digital blue camo scheme. The airplane is, or has dual 40-amp ESCs, and the airplane will run on a 4S 2200 to 3000 mAh battery. It runs on a 4-channel system, so you've got throttle, aileron, elevator, and rudder. However, the airplane does not have rudders. It has a nose-wheel steering. One of the key features in here that we'll talk about that it comes with is an upgraded nose gear strut that has a spring-loaded system on it for shock absorbing. It also has the option to purchase CNC shock main landing gears for this. The airplane does not have any retracts, so it is a gear down or gear off setup airplane, so a belly lander if you choose. And the airplane is currently on sale for $249.90. The airplane was sitting at $279, so there's a slight little difference there of savings for you, because everybody likes savings. So without further ado, let's open the box. The airplane comes in this simple box here. Awesome information on the side, and open it up right here so you get to see everything on there. So the only thing I've done with this is in the pause brake is I open the airplane and I got everything out of the bag, so it's quick and easy. So this is currently what you get. The airplane comes in the blue camo like I showed, and so just for quick access for the video, to make this quick, what we're going to do is we're going to separate all the pieces out. The nose, the wing spar, we've got the instructions, the left wing, we've got the verticals, both pretty easy. We've got the horizontals right here. Love the digital camo scheme. The digital camo scheme looks like it's a big sticker on certain places to make it easy for production. Love this blue. It's like a neonish blue. Pretty cool scheme. We got the fuselage. Nice and easy setup. So we'll set that out up here real quick. We've got the center ECM area and chap flare. We got the two main landing gear. And that is everything in the box, so I'm going to push this out of the way so we don't have that up anymore. Okay. I'm going to end up doing a little bit of quick sanding on there. You want to rough the surface just a little bit, so I got a piece of sandpaper. And all I'm doing is rubbing it just really quick into the little spot area where the foam is white. A little bit on the edge right there. Just want to make sure that nothing is going to end up separating in flight on any of these airplanes. There used to be a company out there that you could just glue on your elevators or your horizontals, and then they would come off in flight, and then the airplane would be a bad deal. So we're going to use quick CA on this, medium lock, some kicker, and we're going to move this quick. So I'm going to start with the left one. Make sure you get all your surfaces, all your areas. Make sure they fit right. Get a smear on there. And I hold it into place, making sure your angles are all correct. You want to ensure that your horizontals are actually horizontal. If you don't go horizontal on one of them, you're going to get an odd pull every time you mess around with your elevators. Hold that tight right there. We're going to squish just a little bit of CA right in here. So watch out for, and I'm going to show you this, when this gets dry. So the airplane has access panels, so once you glue all the surfaces on there, it has access panels for your motors in here. So you want to make sure you don't glue the access panels or else you'll never be able to get into the motors, if by chance you ever had to. So again, just making sure you get all your surface there. So what that means is don't really glue right here on this side right here. You just want to make sure you have the upper portion and your flat surface portion. Super simple and an easy assembly. Okay, those all look pretty good. Now we're going to glue on the verts. So the verts also have the same type of nice foam setup. So find my sander just to hit just a little bit of roughing going on. Do my little bit of CA. So this airplane does not have a ton of G-forces on there because the airplane's really not crazy heavy. You don't need a ton of it on here, just make sure your surfaces are not going to go anywhere. A little goes a long way on kicker. For some reason that nozzle is acting like a water gun. I forgot to sand that. Well, it is what it is. Alright. So tug on your surfaces to make sure that they're good. We'll let that one continue drying a little bit. Inside the bag, you've got some lower ventrals. Forgot to show you guys that. So there's some little itty bitty ventrals. You got your normal hardware, you got some Velcro, you got your instructions, and then you got a nose strut. And so if you can see this nose strut, it's actually spring loaded and pretty dang awesome. So we'll get that in there in just a second too. So we're going to cap the glue. And now we're going to get the wing spar put in. We're going to start with one of the wings. So the wings look like they're a foam hinge, but I've been seeing a lot of airplanes, and I can't guarantee this, but I think there might be some hinges that are actually added inside of these. Some CA type hinges that are real thin and very, very hidden. So they very well could be in there. Don't quote me on there, but I've seen some of them on some of these lately, and they're pretty dang awesome. Always make sure your signal surface wire, if your connection is all right in there, make sure your wires are not getting pinched when your wings go together, and then you can close them up. Go to the other side here. Signal wires. What's really neat is there's on these connections right here, they've actually got these two little prongs that kind of hold the sides together and prevent your servo wires from disconnecting. Kind of a neat idea. I like that a lot. You know, just add that little bit extra protection. Good job, Xfly, and adding those type of servo connections. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to check my surfaces by yanking and banking, pulling hard, seeing if there's going to be any problems. Okay, that looks like everything's good. So now I'm going to flip this over so you can kind of see it. Got a little glue right there, so we're going to hit that on the ground. I'm going to get my drill out for the screws so we can attach these wings. It looks like there's only 4 screws for your wing setup. So I'm doing this on the fly for you guys so you guys can see. I was just going to kind of throw it together, but I figured you guys would want to see it put together somewhat. And how easy it is. So I'm using one of these. These are a Walmart drill. You can go get them and it's like 20 bucks. This thing is a lifesaver. If you haven't ever gotten into the drill type flight box setups, highly recommend getting one of these. It's super cheap. I charge it like once every like 2 weeks, and I do a lot of assemblies. Super nice. The wings look like they already have linkages already installed on there, so just make sure that when you assemble, or sorry, not when you do your assemble, when you do your final electronic setups and your sub trims and all that kind of stuff, make sure your linkages are even in there. Alright, my 4 screws are in. Looking at my bottom surfaces, looks like I want to add just a little bit more CA in this lower back area here, just so that the surface has a little bit more strength in there. And that's going to be away from where the engine motor mount access is. So I'm just going to hold those in there so they're nice and tight. Okay, now I'm going to glue the ECM pod on there, so it goes right there. So we're going to put some CA, sand it first. If you've ever had any Russian airplane, RC airplanes, or just any of these Russian built airplanes, you'll know that these these center portions of the fuselage seem to always get bumped, always pulled off. So I'm going to go a little heavier on the glue just to make sure that it stays on. And transport and whatnot. Make sure that that's nice and level like it should be and straight. If you have any angle on this, what you're going to do is you're going to cause a pitch up or pitch down angle on there, and you don't want that either. So just make sure you're flush in all respect to the surfaces. Okay, I'm going to glue these on at the end. Actually, no, I'm going to glue them on right now. So one of the neat factors about this airplane is that we're going to get to is the upgraded shock absorbing main struts. So I've got a pair of those. They don't come in the kit, but I have a pair to be able to show you guys what they look like and how they actually go onto the airplane. Almost done. Sorry, this is running a little long, but I just want to make sure you guys all see this. Alright, just getting some glue in there. Kicker. Some people are going to ask, well, hey, I don't want to use kicker, I want to use CA. Or not CA, but epoxy. Go right ahead. I think that'll do just great. I usually use a foam tack type of glue that works pretty good for assembling things. But when it comes to these smaller airplanes, you can just use CA and it does very, very well. Okay, so now I'm going to set this aside a little bit real quick just so you can kind of see this next step. These, if you can see that, it's just a wire type gear. These are the strut gear. Okay, I'm going to do a little close up on there, so I'm going to I'm going to go to the next, or zoom into the camera real quick for you. So I'll walk around so you can see this. You want to see this. Pretty neat stuff. Alright, so here we go. There's your wire strut gear. That is your shock absorbing gear. They both press into the same spot, however they are completely different. These are just spring loaded back, and these actually have some compression springs, which are pretty awesome. So kind of neat idea. I like how they're going the extra mile on a lot of these more cheap airplanes, or least expensive. Alright, okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to install the gear. You ready for the ooh-ah factor? You ready? Ooh-ah, that was that easy right there. Boom, that fast. Next one. Voila. They're in there really good, nice and tight, not going to pull out. Pretty dang cool looking airplane. Next thing is we've got this nose gear that needs to go in. And so the nose strut, it normally comes with you have to assemble the strut onto it. This one has it in there already. And so literally you just squish it up inside the hole right there. You've got the control arm, like so. This goes on top of it, but you have to put the little grub screw in there. Comes with 2 of them, I think. And so if you lose one, I think it comes with the second one, so just be very careful with that. The other cool thing is it actually comes with some Allen wrenches. Look at that, I almost lost the first one. Alright, we're going to start this over. Put the grub screw on the Allen wrench and then put it into the spot. And so it's only got one way to go on this. Your servo needs to, you can kind of see, I'll try and turn it. We'll walk closer. Alright, so you can kind of see right up and in here. The servo's right back there. And the arm, ooh, there we go. The arm just rotates and connects into the servo arm, and then it goes to the arm on the actual strut. So that is how that goes. And then once you get that sitting on there, you got to hurry and quickly tighten it up. I guess you don't need to quickly tighten it up. You need to tighten it up. So that your strut stays into the hole and doesn't come off in flight. Alright, so I am torqued on there. Now the last thing is your nose cone. Nose cone is set. It's got a magnet on there, pretty easy. Only one way for it to go, and then it'll sit in there good. When I talked about the actual airplane needing a certain type of battery, like I said, it can use a 2200 4S up to 3000. You want to keep the weight down on the airplane. This right here is one of my 40C 2600 from Blix RC Works, and it should go right on in there. The airplane comes with an EC3 connector, so if you're using XT60s, you'll need an adapter, or you'll need to switch over the airplane. So I'm going to find an adapter, and we'll get this going. The last 2 things you have to do in this airplane for the assembly is you have to put your linkages on your elevator. Okay, I'm not going to do that until I power up the servos and make sure they're perfectly straightened down. So that the servos, you see right here, I want to make sure that they're completely 90 degrees from the servo. So 45 straight across, or sorry, 90, a 90 directly up for my starting point, but I'm going to set up the airplane and the transmitter first before connecting them up onto the horns and the arms. So here's what we look like. We're going to just put the battery in there for right now. So we can close it up so you can see how it sits and looks. And there you go. That right there, the Su-27 from Banana Hobby in XFly models. Get yours right now on sale, $249.90, free shipping within the United States. And however, you can have international shipping too. It'll cost a little bit more. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. We're going to get this thing out hopefully tomorrow and do an in-flight review on it. We'll see where it goes from there. Thanks for watching, and check out Solt Productions, that's S-O-L-T Productions, on YouTube.com. Thanks again. Catch y'all later.